Hey guys, welcome to Project Metal Music's YouTube channel with your host Elion, and we are here with the brilliant Joe from VoodoMirage. So welcome, Joe.
How you doing, everybody? Thanks for having me, Al. Always a pleasure to be
Yeah,
on with
my
you.
my pleasure, my pleasure. So Joe, could you introduce yourself and what you do within the VoodoMirage?
You bet. My name's Joe Booe, and I'm the singer, songwriter for VoodoMirage. Uh, the band includes Randy Nitch on lead guitar and bass. He was also with Saint Tragedy and Rude Rooster, a couple other bands. In fact, he and I played together in a band called Monkey Fist about 30 years ago. And Jesse Laraquente plays drums. So both of those guys played with Saint Tragedy. So I'm really very happy to be jamming with them.
Yeah, cool. Cool. So Joe, what have you been up with VoodoMirage?
We just released our second song called Demons. The very first, the debut song was called Realign, and we put that out about 2 months ago. And we've gotten a lot of really good feedback. A lot of people really like both songs. We've got two more songs that are waiting in the wings to be released. They're already completed. And the guys just got out of the studio last week recording three more songs that will go on what will either be a long EP, or if we can squeeze out another song or two, we'll do a full-blown album by the end of the year.
Cool, cool. So the two songs that you've already released, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, the first song is called Realign. Um, Really cool jam, kind of about the end of a relationship when you finally decide, all right, I used to be chasing butterflies with you and I'm not anymore. And it's time to realign my life and move on. So it's one of those I'm done with you kind of songs. And then the latest song, Demons, is kind of, all of us have our demons to bear, whether it's, drug abuse or alcohol abuse or gambling or we're fooling around on our old lady or whatever it is. We all have our demons. And so the premise of the song is about a guy who's up at night having a hard time dealing with his demons and trying to come to grips with them.
Yeah, cool, cool. If you can talk about what's the next two songs you're going to be releasing?
Yeah, the very next one is called "You're Not There," and it's a very cool, melodic, little lower tempoed song. Really grabs you. It's probably of all the songs we've done so far, it may be my favorite. Just a very powerful, kind of in the vein of Chris Cornell's solo stuff. Really love the song, and it's also kind of about dealing with loss, with someone who had maybe the love of their life and they're no longer there. They're no longer in their life. And I don't go into detail in the lyrics, but it kind of just gives that really heartfelt, wrenching feeling of loss and losing someone that was important to you.
Cool, cool. And the fourth one? The
Uh,
fourth one you're going to be releasing?
a commemorative song that Randy wrote musically for a friend of his who passed away. And the loss of that friend really affected Randy. And so he wanted us to write this song kind of around the concept of losing a friend left. So it's called Left in the Middle, basically about leaving life halfway through. So he left in the middle of his life, and so it's another kind of gripping melodic song. And then the three more that the guys have just completed in the studio are really kind of hard rockers. So we're trying to put a pretty diverse mix together of the 7 songs. So we've got a couple mellower, more melodic songs aside from Realign and Demons kind of hit you in the face, and then the three new ones that we'll be working on later are really hard drivers, kind of in the vein of like George Lynch kind of stuff, a lot of Lynch Mob kind of feel to them.
Yeah, cool. Have you got any sort of like ideas of when you're going to be releasing uh, the two songs that you've already recorded, or
Yeah,
any?
we're
Yeah,
trying to give the song enough room to breathe. So we're targeting for the month-and-a-half to 2 month mark in between songs. Demons we just put out last Friday, so it's only been out a week, and it's done really well. Probably partially because Realign did so well. Realign was really well received, and so it's in a ton of playlists. It's gotten a lot of airplay on radio, and I'm really happy about that. And Demons is kind of following suit. It's doing the same thing. So we figure probably a month and a half from now, we'll release You're Not There.
Cool, cool. I've got a question from Lisbeth, who's our head mod and the co-host for the Saturday Night Podcast,
Okay.
asks, what is your favorite part of being a musician?
You know, I love writing, and since I was young, it's like playing in cover bands. I sang in cover bands when I was a teenager, and even part of my young adulthood. When you play 4-hour shows, you can't just play your own music. If you're a local original act, you have to play a lot of covers. But man, I love writing and telling a story. So for me, a lot of it has to do with lyric writing, melody that relates, the lyrics and melody that relate to the music. My favorite part is when I hear a piece of music that I'm going to write to, because that's usually kind of how we operate. The guys will send me what they want me to write to. I let the music tell the story, and all I am is the translator. So I love that process. I love listening to a piece of music, immersing myself into it, letting it take me on a journey, and then I just tell the story that the music's telling me.
Cool, cool. So, if you are, say, for instance, you release the 7 songs as an extended long player, extended EP. Have you got any sort of like ideas of when that's going to be released, or is it?
The 3 songs that they're semi done in the studio that Randy and Jesse are going in to kind of polish things up. They'll be finished music and they'll be ready for me probably within the next 3 weeks to a month. We have a pretty rapid turnaround time when it comes to writing, recording, and completing a song, getting them mastered. So I figure the 3 songs should probably be done within the 3-month mark, and we're not going to release the 2 remaining songs. It's going to take 3 months before those are released anyway. So a month and a half from now, You're Not There will be released, and then Left in the Middle will be released a month and a half after that. So we'll probably be targeting another, say, 4.5 months after that. So that would probably put us around like October, November. So we're probably looking at a complete release of all 7 songs by then.
Yeah, cool. So are you I was like sort of like thinking, have you got any sort of like ideas for merch to promote the songs, or are you just like just releasing the songs?
Yeah, that's something we'll probably dive into once we've got a little bit more kind of in the hopper. Once we've got 4 or 5 songs out, we've got a cool logo. We like the logo, so we'll probably start targeting merch with that. So T-shirts and we're old school too, so we're going to want to put it out in CD format. So so I'll work on art for the entire thing. We're trying to dedicate separate cover art for each song. But the band logo was what we used for Realign for the very first song. So we'll probably start, working on merch that is mostly directed towards that, the band logo, which is it kind of is a voodoo skull with 2 daggers behind it, and then the name right out in front. And it's a pretty badass looking logo.
It is, yeah, it is. So talking about like putting out sort of like physical media, I guess such as a CD. Have you has the thought crossed your mind about putting out on a vinyl? Like say when all 7 songs are done.
Absolutely, and if we have enough, and we'll probably put feelers out because fortunately the cost of putting out LPs has come down. It used to be pretty pricey, and it was tough to do. And if you didn't have enough people who were interested in an LP, then you were sitting on a stockpile of LPs. But we'll put feelers out, and depending on a fan base, if there's enough people who want them, then we'll definitely print the LP. I think that's awesome too, because then you've got much bigger art. It gives you a lot more opportunity to really kind of share the whole experience with your fans. And there's a lot of us that are still old school and like LPs.
Oh yeah. I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I love. I just love just to hold it in my hand.
Yeah,
And just looking at the artwork and looking at the lyrics and stuff like that, and actually playing it on the record player and
warm,
actually hearing the
that
sound,
warm
hearing
sound
the sound.
yeah, that warm sound you get from an LP with a needle on a record, and love that sound. And yeah, like you said, I mean, you got a big piece of art. It's almost a poster in your hand, you know. And you can do liner art. You can have all of the lyrics included in the sleeve and stuff. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, um, excuse me. Is it the first two songs on like streaming services such as Spotify and iTunes and stuff like that?
Yeah, we distribute through CD Baby, and so they've got it on everything. So it's on Apple, Amazon, Deezer, Spotify, Pandora. We've got a YouTube channel, so it's VoodoMirage, and we've got right now we just have a video for Realign, and the guys are working on getting me filmed so I can do a full blown video for Demons. And you know how YouTube and CD Baby they have that relationship where they'll put a video out of the song with just the cover art for the time being. So and it's already been seen about 600 times since coming out last Friday. So which is cool. So that means a lot of people are listening to the song even without having a full blown, having a full blown video. But I'm excited about putting video out. Kind of like like putting out an LP, like having the art. I like the whole multimedia thing. So I really do enjoy putting out video to the songs because it tells the whole story.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said before, went on live, came on live. I watched Realign and it's like it looks the video to Realign is like really really good. It
Awesome.
also tells the story. It tells
Yep.
the story. Like sort of like it's really really good. So
Thanks,
yeah,
Al. Yeah, that was a fun video to do. I really like it. I think it really conveys the lyrics well.
yeah, yeah. So where can people for people who don't know who Voodoo Mirage is, where can people find you guys on the socials?
Well, we don't have a website. We're strictly on Facebook and on Instagram. So they can look us up as VoodoMirage. So we're under VoodoMirage on Facebook, and they can find our YouTube channel also under VoodoMirage, and it's all one word. So it's capital V, capital M, but one word, VoodoMirage. And we're on, like I said, all the streaming services. So they should be able to find us as VoodoMirage under each of them. You know how tough it is to find a band name today. You really have to marry two totally unrelated words together, and sometimes not even put a space. So I didn't put a space between the words to make it easier for us to have our own unique name.
Yeah, yeah, it is hard. It is hard when especially when I'm trying to find links and Facebook pages or Instagram pages and stuff like that. It's really really hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. I know you've sort of like answered this question the last time you've been on. Is there any for people who haven't seen the last interview? Any advice for people who want to become a musician?
I think we talked about this last time, and I always go back anytime anybody's asked me that. I remember the David Grohl interview, and he talked about the difference between he was asked, do you think that the wave of the future was shows like American Idol and The Voice? Do you think that's where most musicians were going to come from? And he said, absolutely not, because anybody who wants to be in a band, the real experience is getting together with your buddies and sucking. You got to suck for a while. You get together and you jam in somebody's garage or somebody's basement, and you accept the fact that you're probably not going to be very good in the beginning. So if you really like the idea of being in a band, don't relegate yourself just to auditioning for like American Idol or The Voice. Get into a band, accept that you're probably not going to be very good at first, but have fun with your buddies. Really learn the process, because over time you're not going to suck. You're actually going to get really good, and you get an awful lot better at being creative when you're not singing somebody else's stuff. When you write your own material, when you're learning the process of writing, when you're learning the process of collaborating with somebody else, because all the best music is really going to come from multiple people involved in it. Unless you're an off-the-charts musical genius, most bands do really well working with one another, working with other musicians and kind of brainstorming together. So my advice would be, if you want to be a musician, if you want to get in a band, then don't wait. Get together with your buddies. Accept that you won't be very good at first, and just have fun with it. Because over time, the more you do it, the better you get. And at some point, you'll get to such a level that people are going to be enamored with you, and they're going to want to buy your music. They're going to want you to record. They're going to want you to play for them. They're going to want you to play out. They're going to come and see your shows. So never give up. And if you want to do it, just dive right in.
Yeah, cool. Sound advice. Sound advice. So this is probably going to be sort of like the end of the sort of like start wrapping things up. So any final words before we sort of like sign off?
Well, I hope anybody who's watching this will go and check us out. Go check out our music. Keep in mind, we've got a lot more coming. So if you like the first songs, I think you're going to be a fan of the stuff that's coming out after. Great guys, Randy Nitch, Jesse Laraquente up in Chicago. I'm down in Florida. So all of this is, at this point, a recording project. But with enough support, we'd like to get out and play for people. So come and check us out. Find us on the socials. We're on Facebook under VoodoMirage. We're on YouTube under VoodoMirage. And you'll find us on any of the streaming services the same way. And contact your local radio, because we're on a lot of radio right now. And we'd love to get keep the support and get some more airplay and keep getting in your ear.
Cool. So, guys, I have put the links down to VoodoMirage's YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook down in the description. Please, please, go check them out. They are an amazing band, and they go check them out. Again, Joe, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, man. We're definitely brothers from another mother, man. We share that same love for rock music, man.
Oh yes. We'll certainly do. Again, thank you so much, Joe, for coming on and doing this little interview. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's always awesome. Thanks, Al. I appreciate it.
Right. Like I said, guys, go check out VoodoMirage. They are awesome. So until next time, guys, catch you all later.
Thanks, everybody.